Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, so today I have a super special episode for you today. Today I have some ladies with me. Perhaps you guys would like to introduce yourselves because I'm going to get lost if I try to do it. So you guys can start one at a time. Let's start with you.
Hi everyone, my name is Jane Doherty and I am a British-born Ghanaian, so I've come home.
Hi everyone, I'm Jane John Lewis. I'm Nigerian, but I feel like I'm at home in Ghana. As being in Africa is home regardless. So yeah, excited about today.
Hi everyone, I'm Nkiru Akole and I'm also a Nigerian as well, but here enjoying Ghana for the second time.
Lovely.
And we are the Brown Skin Girls Network.
Hey!
Missing one of us. There's one of us, Anya, she's not here at the moment, but
Okay.
there's normally four of us.
Okay, lovely. So I was really intrigued when I found out you have this Brown Skin Girl Network thing. What is that all about? Perhaps you can touch on that for me. It sounds very empowering, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you. So the Brown Skin Girls Network is essentially a community, an organisation where we work to empower Black women. We want to work towards encouraging them, upskilling them. So we provide a number of services. We also advocate for equality within the gender, within female gender. Things like pay gaps, knowledge disparity, and also coming home. We feel like we can do so much more if we do it together. So we decided to create a community where women can come and feel like they belong, feel like they have a sisterhood, feel like they have a backing towards achieving those common goals that we all, share.
Yeah.
And in the UK, we feel like, unfortunately, when you do aspire to reach those kind of senior positions or positions of leadership, you're doing it in isolation. You look to the left, you look to the right, and we don't see people that look like us in senior roles. And we decided we wanted to change that. So we created Brown Skin Girls Network.
Okay. So individually, what do you all do?
Question.
Yeah. I do a number of things. So I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have a number of businesses in the healthcare space, property development space. I'm part of the UN Women as well. I have a charity which is based in Ghana, but we do work in India as well, and the UK. And I'm a mother of 3 children and a wife.
Okay. Got your hands full?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yes,
And yourself?
I specialise in robotic surgery. So we go around teaching and creating robotics programs within the UK, within the hospitals, and then outside of that, I also serial entrepreneur. I guess love business. So real estate has always been my passion. Where we provide homes for homeless families in the UK. We work closely with local authorities. Also run a number of healthcare businesses as well. And then I'm also completing a doctorate of engineering in AI and machine learning. And then on top of that, yes, also a mother and a wife to my amazing husband of 22 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, shout out to Mr. John Lewis.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you?
Yeah, so I'm a solicitor, I'm a lawyer in the UK. I've been practicing now for over 12 years. I also run my own law firm, so we have 2 branches in London, property investor as well, both here, both in Nigeria, in the UK and in Kenya, Nairobi. I'm not far, so I wrote my first book last year, and I'm a mother to 2 wonderful little boys, a single parent to 2 boys. So that's what I do.
Wow, you ladies are really powerful, I'm telling you. So what made you come together to do this network that you have?
Good question.
Where did that come from?
So we're all women of faith, first and foremost, and in 2023, the idea, I was having a conversation with Jane, John Lewis, and at that time, so me personally, at that time, I'm a director of a law firm. I'm generally okay. I was doing okay. I've just come out of a divorce at that particular time as well. And I was asking God, how, I want elevation, I want financial abundance. There were so many things I was asking for the Lord to do for me at that time. And the Holy Spirit had given me a direct response, which was, what are you doing with what you currently have? And I thought, so powerful, and then I had to really think about it, and I felt like, what else could I be doing? Because right now I'm comfortable, I'm okay, but it's not about me. The message was clearly not, about me. We could be doing a lot more. And at that time I was thinking, okay, how do I elevate to the next level? I wanted to be part of a sisterhood, a network that would allow me to do that, because I also realised that I can't do it. I mean, I'm doing great on my own, but I could do so much more with other people around me. And God put it in my heart to approach the ladies that I approached, which was Anya, Jane, and Jane as well. And I said to them, like, how do you feel about coming together and building like a sisterhood, something in which where we can. Initially, I think the idea has grown and developed over the years and over time, because again, I think what God wanted as well, which is, I want you to start something. You don't have to have it all figured out in that moment, but I will direct you along the way.
Right.
Are you willing? Because the thing people don't really understand is that, especially when, for example, looking for a man, some people think he's going to knock on the door, bow, and say, I'm here, your prayers have been answered, exactly what you asked for, and that's not how it works. What happens is that your prayers are answered by the people that he brings into your life, and so on, and exactly, and in doing so, you realise, okay, purpose. Okay, one thing leads to another. Let me just be obedient to what it is that you've asked me to do, without knowing what the outcome will be, and it will lead you to where you want to be. So the vision for BSGN has been sisterhood and bringing us together. And we always knew that because we are one in Christ together, we're women of faith, that kingdom principles would be applied as well. And we've realised that over time we have met great people, we've worked with great companies, we've been able to impact so many different women in so many different ways just by being obedient. So to say that we've got this figured out and we know what's going to happen next would be a lie, because we are working on a higher power who directs our steps in everything that we do. I remember, sorry, I'm talking so much on this.
No, it's very interesting.
I remember the elevators evening, which was our first event, and we were scrambling, looking for a venue. And in the Holy Spirit, and I don't know if you ladies remember, it was like, don't worry about the venue, worry about what you're going to do and say. I will sort out the venue. The venue will, and we were worried. We were like, how are we going to pull this off? And true to his word is exactly what he did for us. I was like, ladies, let's concentrate on how we're going to pull everything else together. The venue will come. And it did come, and it was a wonderful event.
It's so empowering.
And actually, we literally had an army of supporters, and we didn't even realise the authority that God gave us in that moment. It was actually held at Scotland Yard, which is
really
Scotland Yard,
Wow,
our first ever event.
Rooftop, and they drove everything. They really were supportive. I must say they were very supportive.
That's pretty amazing. I'm really impressed because, sometimes we have these ideas, okay, I want to start this, I want to do this. And most of the time we don't actually know how to, we don't know how to execute. But you ladies were able to do that. I mean, you guys seem pretty put together. I ain't going to lie to you. This one does this, okay. You guys seem like you know what you're doing, but it's nice to hear the other side where you didn't know what you were doing, but you've taken that step of faith and you've decided to, let's just go for it, and it's working for you.
100%. And I think an important thing as well has been to put our egos to the side. In all of our organisations, we are the key decision makers, and in this situation, we weren't. And it took, I would say, about a year or over to learn that new dynamic and learn how to collaborate. And I think that's what sisterhood is really all about. Encouraging your sister, uplifting your sister, covering your sister, empowering your sister. All of these things are demonstrations of how God loves us. And we've been able to do it through this network. And a lot of people say to us, oh, I thought you girls have been friends forever. And I'm like, no, not really, but what we've been able to do by way of collaborating, by way of not wanting to just be the main attention, center of attention, or just want the glory for ourselves. We've always wanted the glory to go back to God. And that's always been what we've been about. And by doing so, we've been able to help a lot of women, more than we ever imagined actually, and also heal some of our own personal traumas. We've all done incredible things since joining BSGN and grown and developed and evolved so much, and it's all based on us all being obedient and wanting to be of service to other people.
Okay, so maybe can you give us an example of something that you've done to impact somebody with your network, and also how that translates to what you want to do in Africa right now as well?
Oh my God,
These are our best days for
some,
joy.
Exactly that. I always remember this, and I remember getting goosebumps when she first told us. Back in 2024, when 2024 just started, we decided to do an affirmations workshop. Was that 2024 or
January
2024.
Yeah. So we did an affirmations workshop where we worked with our community to help them set goals and visualize those goals and be intentional about what it is they wanted to achieve for that year. And we remember a very enthusiastic, amazing woman, just so happened to be called Joy, which is one of my favorite names. And
It's her sister's name.
My sister's name. We're not talking
okay.
about my sister. There was a lady called Joy, and she talked at the time that she wanted to start her own business and she wanted to, do so many things, but she didn't know how to start. And as we progressed through our year with our mentorship program, she was always present, very intentional. We then did some feedback sessions to just review, some of the impact that we had achieved throughout the year. And the things that she was feeding back were phenomenal. She was like, I've resigned from my work, I've started this business, I bought land in Ghana. She's and literally the testimonies that were coming from her and other women, we were just like, there are times, look, let's not even sugarcoat it. There are times where we didn't know exactly what we're doing. We were just faith-led. So we're like, just keep moving forward until God tells us to turn left or right. However, in moments where we were struggling, saying, what are we doing? Are we doing this right? We then get that reinforcement from our community that's saying, oh my God, I wouldn't have been able to do this without you. And we're just like, wow, we have to keep going. We're providing a service here.
Divine connections, because we've spoken at churches before. We're on the podium and we're talking, and then after someone will go, do you know what, I wasn't going to come to mass today, but something drove me to come, and then boom, you guys. And I was just in awe, eating everything you were saying, thinking, right, this is what I need to do. I need to stop and then start my business straight away. I've been procrastinating all morning and so on, and then I hear from you guys and we're like, oh my God, really? Because we're like, we're being used, you're being used, this is divine. So, and it's so beautiful, so many moments. I think that's what drives all of us.
Yes, definitely.
It's exhausting. We've just told you about all the things that we do.
And I mean, your mothers, so I already know, like that already by itself is a lot of work.
And on top of that, some of the women or, some of the members that we had have gone on to create their own communities. And we're all for promoting other black businesses. So when we see other people have been inspired to go ahead and do similar things to what we're doing, we're like, this is phenomenal. And then we can all connect together eventually and just do so much more. Imagine the power and the movement that we can achieve if we all work together. So just hearing that, so it's been so impactful to us as well. We've all learned so much being part of the community. One thing I always prayed for was, to be in a circle of women that inspire me. And by God, like He delivers. He delivered.
Okay.
So it's been great.
That's lovely. So what are your steps now for Africa or Ghana? What do you want to do? What's the impact here?
So we're a global community, so we're not just based in the UK. We want to impact all over the world. We were in Nigeria in 2024, so we had a networking mixer. So we're laying our, I suppose, foundations in on the continent. In December we was in Ghana. We also done the same networking mixer there.
You did?
Yeah.
Really? How did I not hear about this? Okay.
So it was like, okay, great. Off the back of that is when we said, okay, we're all coming to Ghana in April. We want to do something in Ghana as well. So Jane can speak a bit about that actually. She did that.
So, when we came in December and we did the networking mix, it was more chance to connect like-minded women, because we know we have different pain points, but we know that they're very similar in a lot of ways. But I fed back to the ladies because there was only me here in December last year, and I thought, as much as it was a lovely event and a lot of women were empowered, there's more to be done. And where we want to have the most impact is where there's deprivation and where there's trauma and where people are lacking desperately lacking and need support. So we came back this April and we decided to go and visit a maternity hospital.
Okay.
In a Shaman polyclinic. And it was such a moving experience where we went to, you know, give care packages, we went to pay discharge bills, and we worked with, you know, the hospital in general to understand what their needs were. They needed some ventilators and they needed other equipment, and we were able to donate a check of 10k Ghana cedis.
Wow.
And then also, like, as we mentioned, clear some medical bills and just speak to the women who were in labour, you know, experiencing pregnancy issues, labour issues, and just understand that, you know, even though we have very similar issues in the UK in terms of mortality, birth mortality in the UK, even though the rates aren't the same in Ghana, but it's still facing a lot of issues. You know, and it humbles you as well. It really humbles you that there's a lot to be done and we can make an impact in our own little way. So we really, really want to encourage our community to try and, you know, just collaborate with us and connect with us and see how we can scale our impact, again, through collaboration. Because even the little amount we've been able to do this time around, we know there's so much more we can do around the continent. And then obviously the Caribbean eventually when we get there. We know black women are so neglected in so many ways. And we really, really want to stop that through our network.
And I think for us in particular, why us? Why do we do this? Because we see ourselves as the same. We're black women. So who better to understand the struggle of another black woman than a black woman itself? So going into the maternity ward and the labour ward, like, we've all done it. We've all been there. And yes, okay, we have the
better condition
and the benefit of being in the diaspora, but at the same time, there's a lot of empathy there, because I can feel, as a woman, number one, as a black woman, like, I already know. You don't need to speak much. Like, you don't need to speak much at all. And that's a lot of what we have back in the UK. I think that's the connection element. You don't have to say much, sis. We can sit together and just, I get it. You don't have to say it, and I hold your hand because I get it, and just know and trust and believe you're not alone. You're not, and that is what resonates in our network. You're not alone, sis. We are together in one. And you know, so I think that's the main, and then the BSGN Foundation. So we wanted to launch the foundation here in Ghana. So that we can go back, regroup, and come out again, and keep coming out and keep coming out. But we can only do that with the support of others as well. So having this opportunity to be with you right now, Dela, is, you know, we're more than appreciative, because that's what we want to do. We want to keep bringing out exposure of the network, exposure of what we're doing, and letting women know that this is available, readily available for you. You just need to search for us.
So I think as well, I'm sorry to cut you there, there's a lot of women around who maybe they go on holiday, or maybe they're like, maybe I'm doing well financially, but I want to make an impact somehow. But I don't really know how. You know, I might have some disposable income, or even if I don't, I want to make like a small donation here and there. But they don't know how to do that. They don't know who to connect with, because I mean, we hear a lot about some of these other charities. How do we know that your donation is actually going to the beneficiaries that need it, really need it? And I think we spent the last year demonstrating to our community that we are genuine. We are actually a community there to serve other women. And now, by way of extending that back to our roots, it shows that we want to do much, much more than surface level. We want to actually leave a long-lasting legacy and work with policymakers, work with local government, ministers, and everything else to make sure that we are breaking down barriers for black women all over the world.
100%.
Okay. So why specifically black women and not black men as well?
Good question.
Great question.
Do you know what? We, as she stated, we are black women. Right? So we understand the real pain points of what it is that we need to change in our community, right? But when we say black women, it's not essentially because we just want to support black women.
Or we're anti-men.
And we're anti-men. But actually, in our community, especially in the UK, we see the struggle that our black men are going through. Right? We don't want to add to that. We want to stand side by side with them. So if, for example, we are called to action, we know that rather than taking from them, we're going to add value to them. So it's not we're working against them, we're working with them.
Right.
So actually, most of our events, we have strong men supporting us, support us. We even have allies. Our allies are predominantly not black women. They are actually, we have white men, we have,
Really?
Yeah. We're
Okay.
actually sponsored by NatWest.
Yeah.
Really?
And our liaison is a white man.
One of our mentors.
Wow.
He's our,
Yeah.
white man. Our mentor is a white man.
Wow.
Shout out, Julius.
So this is, it just goes to show that actually working together for the good of black women, so that obviously they can lend to the community and do so much more on a wider scale.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who it's coming from. It just matters what's your aims, what's your initiatives, what's your goals. If we all have common goals, we can all work together and move towards the the final goal. It's just a passion.
Yeah.
Does everyone have the passion to drive change? Because it requires work.
I think there's an African proverb, I don't know, maybe I made that up, but something along the lines of, if you empower a woman, she empowers a nation.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's essentially what it's about. If a black woman is thriving, everybody around her is thriving.
Yeah.
And that's essentially what it is.
100%.
Yeah.
That's exactly
I mean,
what it is.
it's our lived experience. That's why we can connect and resonate with other black women.
Yeah.
It's our lived trauma.
Yes.
So when we've launched our network and women are like, I've been experiencing this for so long, I've needed this for so long, we're able to connect and join forces straight away so that we can amplify our voices.
Yeah.
But we know that by us doing well, our black men are going to do even better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we are underrepresented.
Oh, yeah.
Black women, powerful black women, unfortunately sometimes they have a negative connotation attached to it.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Girl, listen. This is our reality. This is what we're living. So we like I said, we want to break those barriers. We want to change those narratives. We want to, really help them understand the reasons why black women are depicted that way and how they should be depicted.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I love that. So, who's your, I don't know if this is the right word, who's your target client?
Good question.
Audience.
Yeah.
Varies. Women that are intentional. Women that want to transition, want to grow.
Do they have to have started a business or?
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
We've got quite a widespread of women. And actually, this is a very good question because sometimes there is a bit of confusion with that. Whereas a lot of people that do want to join the network is like, oh, but I'm not doing it. And
Or they assume it's not for them. It's a very inclusive.
It's inclusive.
Okay.
Exactly that. It's for all women that want to empower themselves, want to feel inspired, or want a sisterhood. Even if they feel like they've been stagnant for a while, but they've been doing it in isolation, it doesn't matter. Come as you are.
Right.
Just as Jesus said, come as you are.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, so if you have a lady, she's a stay-at-home mum, she's got like 5 kids, she has no capital to start a business,
come.
but
Sis, you're welcome.
Come.
Really?
Yeah.
We want you to
Absolutely.
come. Yeah.
We actually have different membership tiers. So we have a basic membership where you're part of the community.
Yeah, community
You
membership.
get, you still get that sense of belonging. You still get the sisterhood.
Access.
You still get access to our resources.
Yeah.
If you want to join us on a retreat or join us on an event, you're welcome. It's for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of young women who are transitioning from university to their first paid job, and they want to maybe pivot to another career.
Yeah.
Or maybe they want mentorship from another woman. Those women are welcome as well. We've been able to make those connections very well.
Yeah.
It's really for every woman who just believes that they deserve more.
Right.
And actually, we have a lot of men attend as well. Women,
Okay.
some women bring their partners, some women bring their friends. We have a lot of men, and actually, we've got some amazing feedback from them.
Yeah.
I remember our last mixer, and one of them was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing! I'm definitely coming back." And this is a man,
Wow.
a black man. And for us, we just create spaces where our community can feel like they
Seen.
belong, feel seen, feel heard,
Safe.
and feel safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that. So how does it work? If someone wants to sign up, is it a paid something or is it free? Or tell me how it works.
Next.
I knew you guys were going to say that.
Everyone's like silent. Who's gonna answer?
No, like the lady said, we have a community membership which is free. So
Yeah.
anyone that was interested in the Brown Skin Girls Network, just understanding a little bit about our network, you can join and it's free for you to sign up. And then if you wanted a little bit more and you wanted to upskill yourself, you're ready to do some active changes, then you can sign up to either our monthly or we're actually transitioning to a yearly membership as well.
Okay.
So that way you get access to our networking mixers. If you're someone that doesn't really like the online stuff and you want to be out and meet new people, then come to one of our mixers. We hold them every quarter. It's just a nice way to, you know, meet new people, understand a little bit men and women. Yeah, so to meet men and women. We educate during our mixes as well, and you will learn, and you learn a little bit more about the Brown Skin Girls Network. Yeah. So this,
and then the platform. So you essentially allow other people to promote their businesses and services,
yeah.
which is so strong. So a lot of people, some people come with products, and they want to get some feedback. Take advantage of that opportunity. I kid you not. I speak to a lot of friends that have started small businesses, a lot of travel agencies. I say, come, there's women there, there's people there that you can promote your services to, and that's what we're all about. Promoting other black businesses.
There's no gatekeeping. So one of the things we said is like, listen, let's do it in a way in which where all the negative connotations that there is with black women, let's erase them, put it to the side. So there's no gatekeeping. You're going to get a smiley, friendly, happy,
approachable,
approachable person,
warm black women.
Yeah, exactly.
I can testify to that because when I met you guys, I was like, you know, sometimes women can be a little bit standoffish. You don't know how, you know, you sometimes not receive very well. But when I met you guys, all of you guys were really lovely, and so I was able to be myself. You know, I'm a little bit quirky, and I was able to show you my quirky side without feeling uncomfortable about it. You know, so I love that. So I can attest to what you're saying. Definitely, you are very, very friendly.
Thank you.
Well, BS Jen has done that because I never used to be like that.
Here we go, it's all coming out now. We're all vulnerability. I love it.
It's the low in her.
Our network. So our website, www.brownskingirlsnetwork.com. There's a membership page on there. You can sign up, put your details down, and then you will get an email from us welcoming you to the network. And then from there, we will then let you know when we're having networking mixers, when we have online webinars. We have one coming up in June. We have a mixer coming up in June. Then we have our major event every year that we take place in association with the NatWest. And we do a few bits here and there. I think the thing about our network is that we look for the need of our community. So we're not just putting things out there. So sometimes we will do stuff just based on the fact that this is what
feedback.
This
is what
I was going to say that initially. So we started the network initially for black women because we thought that is what was needed, and then they came back and said we want to network with like-minded black men as well, or any other type of man. So we opened it out. But yet we still have those spaces where it's just women sometimes. Because sometimes the sisterhood requires just my sisters. And it's nice that we can do both.
Absolutely. Okay, so
something just came to my mind. Sorry to cut you down.
No,
I was just thinking. We know a lot of black women in the UK and in the diaspora in general who want to invest back in Ghana. And where you're in real estate, it would be great for you to do a webinar and share your experience because you do real estate, right? So we should do something like that.
So look out for that.
Look out for that. Collaboration.
There you go. Yes. Okay, so you have your website. Where else can people find you?
On Instagram,
Spotify,
LinkedIn.
At Brown Skin Girls Network.
At the Brown Skin Girls.
Same handle everywhere.
Same handle everywhere.
We actually we upload an episode every month on Spotify, one of our podcasts, where you get juicy insights. And if you haven't checked it out already, we have a number of topics that we've already covered. Okay. So tune in and catch up. Tune in and catch up.
I love
you can binge watch it.
Yeah, we have some amazing guests on there as well, actually.
Okay.
Some really good guys, both men and women, just sharing their experiences. Essentially, we try to create the blueprint of life, right?
Yeah.
Especially for a black woman. We need it. Because we're looking at our non-black counterparts, and let's not lie, they have that. Right? They probably have a handbook on where to start. Okay, let me look it up, and this is the year, this is where I take over.
We need more open, they share more.
So we decided that women coming after us are not going to have to start from scratch. If you want to be a solicitor, Nix will tell you exactly how. If you want to come and do med tech, I will tell you exactly how. If you want to be a serial entrepreneur, crazy businesswoman, she will tell you exactly how, right? So we all have that information. We all have that experience. We all have those pain points, and you don't need to struggle.
Yeah, yeah.
We've done the struggling for you.
Yeah.
You know?
I love that. That's amazing.
That's what it's about. We're so open to driving that change, and we want you to be able to focus on the things that are important.
Yeah.
So don't worry about the working out how to. We've done that for you.
Yeah.
Focus on your faith if that's what you're focused on. Focus on being a good parent, because our communities will thrive if we start pouring into our younger generations. But unfortunately, the systems take that away from us because we're too busy having to work out the house.
Yeah.
And fight fires, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's very, very
I mean,
true.
we're not saying that we're giving you a cheat code, because regardless, you're going to have to work hard.
Yeah.
And you're going to have the right mindset.
Yeah.
That is essentially the cheat code.
Yeah.
You know, we can pour into you, but you're going to have to do the work.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about as well.
Yeah, I think that's really important, because sometimes you can feel like a standalone island, you know, where you're just doing everything by yourself. And, you know, especially when you look on Instagram, you have all these people that are doing all these amazing things, and you think, oh my gosh, I'm just here sinking, what am I doing wrong? And like you said, you're constantly just fighting these fires, and you feel like you're not progressing. But when you're in a community like this, you get to see that, okay, hold on, they actually have issues as well, I have issues, okay, so I know that I can do it. If she can do it, I can do it too. And so that's essentially what you're showing people, and I love that. I think it's really needed.
Yeah, it is.
You too.
Yeah, absolutely. Inspiring woman you are.
I can't wait to hear your stories and learn so much more about you. And I know you're doing phenomenal things. So
Thank you so much.
Thank you for making the time out for us.
Oh no, thank you. I appreciate you, because I know you guys are flying out today, right?
Well, they
so
are.
I was like, we have to squeeze this in. We have to get this done today. So I'm glad that I was able to speak to you guys, and you made some time for this to happen. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Dela.
Okay. Well, guys, that's the end of today's podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please go ahead, check out their socials. If you're interested in joining their network, feel free to do that. I'll put the links into the description box so you can follow up with them there. And that's the end. So if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Don't forget to also like, comment and share this video. Until next time, we are out. Nutty Fafa.